Hello, viewers. I'm SB, and welcome to this.
Greetings, traveler. I am Killian. We've been waiting a long time for you. The ancient, fabulous fear machine calls you. Use it, and everything you've ever dreamt of will be within your reach. What are your deepest desires? Power? Wealth? Fame? All of it is yours for the taking. In return, the machine will ask for the merest thing. Your story. Once your journey is complete, the tale of your life will become part of the machine for all of eternity. Are you willing to pay this price? Then, make a wish.
So, yeah, welcome to The Fabulous Fear Machine. This is a narrative horror game with gameplay that I would struggle to describe it, so I'm just going to show it to you. I'll explain it to you as we go in here. But before we do that, obviously this is a horror game. It contains horror content. I have only played the first of the three campaign scenarios, but the narrative elements that had, gory imagery, all kinds of spooky concepts and stuff. If horror media is not your thing, you probably know it already. This is maybe not for you. But I am way into it. I'm really enjoying the crypt keepery delivery of it, and it feels like a good sort of semi goofy horror comic in all the right ways. So like I said, I've just played through this first campaign. We're going to jump right into the second one, Shaking Hands. I do not exactly know what the content here is going to be, so apologies for anything that goes unwarned, but can't do any specific warnings with the mystery that lies ahead. Let's just find out together, shall we? All right. Sadly, these bits are not voice acted. I really enjoy the sort of soft Hamill as Joker impression that whoever's doing the voice work for Killian does in all of the voiced parts. Here, sadly, all we have to work with is me. It was about time, Jimmy. You're finally here. We'd given up the idea that you would come. Well, it wasn't easy by any means. At first following the clues and then having to do all that digging. All that digging, but the hatch was only a couple of feet deep, not to mention all the clues. It's not very often that we make things that easy for someone. We were about to throw in the towel with you. Well, you see, it's that lately I've been, busy with some urgent matters. Oh, I'm well aware of your failure as an insurance salesman, Jimmy, and of your difficulties obtaining a certain medication. But that's no excuse for... oh, look, wow, a stiff. I've never seen one up close. Whose skeleton is this? It belongs to an old acquaintance. Let's just say that the previous owner of this place failed to manage his time with us effectively. But that's another story. Let's focus on yours for now. You know the terms of the agreement, don't you? The terms? For the love of God, the terms for becoming the master of the machine. Oh, of course, yes, those terms. Of course I know what they are. And you want to keep going anyway. Yes? I mean, yes. Yes, of course. Of course I do. Well, for your own sake, I hope you know what you're doing, Jimmy Greer. Go ahead, take a coin, and make your wish. Oh. Wait, was I supposed to have brought a coin? I sense that your story is going to be very, very short, Jimmy. Look in the skeleton's pocket, take out a coin, and make your wish already. May it be so. Your destiny and that of the machine are now intertwined. Listen to me carefully, James Franklin Greer. Starting now, you are the master of the machine. Make good use of your time and the power I have given you to do your will. Make fear and your ambition rule the world. The machine and its agents are now at your command. I will guide and advise you. And I will also write your story, which will be entitled Shaking Hands, because we knew that already. It was on the okay. Let's begin. Once upon a time, there was a life insurance salesman so inept that he spent years trying to do business in the quietest, most peaceful town in the country. So, obviously, as a game about people who, spread fear to gain control of others, the game has you performing some unsavory acts. You're the bad guys here. Just get a little comfortable with that if you're going to play it. So, Mission 1 of 2, Nightmare in Paradise, of how a broke and broken Jimmy Greer ended up becoming one of the city's most prominent and wealthy residents. So in order to win the scenario, we have to transmit 3 messages to incite panic in the small town of Eden's Gate and become a successful life insurance agent. Those 2 things, of course, hand in hand. So we have to transmit the message of don't trust anyone, you could die at any moment, and your family is at risk. This is, all right, it's a little real. It's getting a little bit more real. The last scenario, or the last campaign, was about a pharmaceutical company intentionally spreading opiate addictions, so, it was pretty real before, too. So Jimmy's got some bad habits. Well, I can't keep extending your credit, Jimmy. It's not good for either of us. All right, let's see, Jimmy. Eden's Gate is known for being the most peaceful town in the country, and we need to convince all its residents to take out a life insurance policy. He looks bored. He looks so bored already. To do that, we not only have to expand fear, but also to stamp out all the joy and good cheer that reign on its streets. The gates of Eden need to become the gates of hell. Ooh, I don't know. That sounds pretty ugly. Is it really necessary? I mean, in the end, they're my friends and neighbors. Isn't there a way of selling insurance that's less aggressive? I can't believe this. Do you really want to get your wish, Jimmy? Yes, I not only want to, I need to get my wish. Look, my hands are already shaking again. Ah, I see. That uncomfortable and inconvenient tremor. You can't trust your hands anymore, can you, Jimmy? Oh, when I'm like this, I'm afraid not. Well, you and I are going to convince the whole town that there's no place safer to be than in Jimmy's hands. The machine and its agents are now ready. Tell me, are you? What? Yeah, of course, yeah. I am. I am. All right, so this is a game about spreading fear and, geographically. We need to cover this map in fear. First of all, we have a new problem. This is a thing I've not seen before. There are several utopias on the map. Utopias exert the opposite effect of your legends. They are ideas and concepts that have the ability to reduce the terrors in the region. But all utopias have a dark other side and can be corrupted. Use essences to reverse a utopia's characteristics, and you'll be able to turn it into one of your legends. Alright, so legends are sort of like the main avenue through which we spread terrors. We need to pick a message to we have to broadcast all 3 of our messages, and we have to pick a region for each message. Sometimes you'll get maps that have more regions than you have messages, and so you'll be able to do a little bit of strategy with that. So this one requires that we get the overall fear level in the region to 80, and specifically the terror of conspiracy to 75. Don't trust anyone. There's over there in Old Quarter, there's already a little bit of just sort of like latent fear of conspiracy. So let's put this there. You could die at any moment. Requires an overall fear of 75 and a terror of death of 80. So we'll put that in farmland here, where there's a little bit more of that. And then this one just requires a lot of general fear, goes in the remaining spot. All right, then you get to start each mission by placing the seed of terror. I want to go for this middle region, and I want to put it near a city. So there's a lot going on here. There's gonna be a lot of explaining at first. Our friend Dante here, our lone agent, our only employee, is ready to explore the city nearest the seed, which is always how things start. So let's check out Old Town Square. An enormous sign greets visitors. Eden's Gate, population 1200. Birthplace of Big Mouth Charlie. Chat with the talking corncob and visit the Guinness Record Viewpoint. What a welcome. If you don't know the town, this blather is even scarier than we are, Master. Okay, so in each town, we have the ability to implant sort of like the basic elements of fear that we will use to spread our terrors. The most important thing to implant, at least this is my strategy talking here. What I have figured is that it's really important to get your oleum pumps up early. You can only set up an oleum pump in a city that is within the radius of your fear, that is within the purple area. This is kind of like right on the edge. The reason oleum's important is that it is the base currency that we're going to use to implant our legends, which are going to, like I said, are going to be the main avenue for terror into the area. So each city has a number of slots. At the bottom of the city card, each city is divided into like a couple of regions. At the bottom of the region, there's a slot for a terror or for a legend, which can spread terror, or apparently a utopia, which can give negative terror. That's kind of frustrating. And then at the top, there's the ability to implant a thing for you to harvest. We've put down oleum here. We're going to need some other stuff. Basically, we just need more room in these cities. So Dante's first job is going to be spending 28 ticks of time exploring that. And we'll just set this forward. So there's a fast forward button. By default, you can fast forward by just holding right click. It's very useful. Do it a lot. And here we have an event. Master, your old office has been renovated and is now an airy modern space that will be open its doors in just a few days. Listen, there's some grim English here and there. There's a comma splice in the opening that it catches in my throat every time I see it. But, you know. We now have the perfect place and slogan to ensure that your insurance policies triumph in Eden's Gate. Put your life in Jimmy's hands. All right, so this is an event that doesn't actually do anything. It's just narrative. We're going to get some of those. So agents have different stats that influence how quickly and effectively they perform different tasks. Right now, Dante's all we got, so we use Dante for everything. We will probably eventually get more people. All right, so we've discovered Old Ed's Pharmacy. The pharmacist is chatting in the back of the store with a regular customer. I've known that kid since he was knee-high to a grasshopper. It's true that Jimmy Greer wasn't exactly the sharpest knife in the drawer. But this... Master, I think Old Ed is talking about you. You know, robbing him doesn't sound terrible. Well, keep eavesdropping. I want to know how the people feel about us. It breaks my heart each time I deny him those pills, the pharmacist continues. I do it for his sake. He's an addict. I remember when he would come in with his mother and I'd give him a lollipop or licorice. Good old Jimmy. The Greers never had any luck. No, sir. Well, now I'm starting to feel a little bad for him. And we have received root. Let's talk about that. So there's a variety of resources down here that you can harvest that will be used to improve the strength of our legends and also will be used to pay off various other costs that will come up. You'll see. These are the things that we're going to implant in cities and then harvest as they grow. Also, we should talk about this up here at the top. This is our oleomometer. Right now, we have that one oleum pump running. It's generating 100 oleum per 30 ticks. I don't know, call it a month or whatever. A tick is a day, maybe. Over the course of time, this flame here, the flame of fear, will grow. And as the flame grows, it will start to lower our oleum production. Over time, it will grow past our oleum production. So it does serve basically as like a timer. You need to be getting things done relatively efficiently in terms of ticks, not in terms of real world time, so that you don't run out of ability to produce oleum. You can overcharge your refineries by feeding them resources to increase their production, but it will only increase their production for the next cycle. So it's sort of it's a thing to do either when you're desperate or when you just have a lot of extra resources that you don't have anything else to do with them. I'm going to have Dante finish exploring this place, but we should also implant our first legend. So most regions you're going to find are have some locks. The people here do not have any fear of their passions or the occult. We can teach them. We can teach them to fear these things. But for right now, using legends that act on the terrors of the form and the power are going to be more effective. So those are like terror of conspiracy, terror of the future, terror of decrepitude, and terror of pain. If we click on these, we can see the legends that we have that are appropriate. We should actually take a quick look. So the power is locked in both of the other regions. This legend with the fear of conspiracy and decrepitude is really only going to be effective in this region. So let's spend the 400 oleum to throw this down here. Slaves to their stomach, carbonated water to undermine your will. This is a terror that I know very intimately. So over time in this place, this terror will grow. It will feed into their fears of their terrors of these two things, and it will expand our fear. You can see the sort of the ghostly outline indicating where it's currently growing to. In 40 ticks, it will have taken hold enough that we'll be able to upgrade it, and to upgrade it, we will need one of those resources. So we're going to implant the politics resource here because that's what it feeds on. There is a resource of each color for feeding legends of that color. You can see this is a yellow legend from its title bar. And then these resources are used for sort of more advanced things. Also, what is the deal with this? Okay, each utopia has one or more virtues. Reverse each one by clicking on the negative concept you want to exchange it for. When a utopia no longer has any virtues left to reverse, it will turn into a legend. Okay, so we get some heart and some destiny, I want to say is what this one is called. Or this is blood. Blood and destiny. And we can turn this into a story about you replace the Boy Scouts with the underworld. Oh, okay, that's what it becomes, I guess. The fake accident victim. So this is like we're twisting how people in this place feel about like the people who are like not necessarily your neighbors, but you know, sort of strangers, really. Okay. So we need blood and destiny. Well, we'll get there. Right now we're working on this thing. All right, Dante, what have we got? Cassidy's bar. After the third beer, I enter the bar's restroom and see this written on the wall of one of the stalls. Want to find out what a real man is like? Then call this number. I'm so curious. I'm so curious what's going to happen. I dial the number, and the voice on the other end answers. Welcome to the information line of the Bauer-Harris Institute. For the next 20 minutes, it brings me up to date on the most recent studies about the negative impact of sexual and gender stereotypes. An unexpected but very instructive lecture. Dante has gained 20 XP. Okay, that's not really what I was expecting to happen. So, Dante's got some XP now. Dante has leveled up. Your agents level up. Obviously, they become more effective over time. Also, the first level up or two are free, but eventually their level ups will require a resource that is sort of like appropriate to their narrative. So let's start finding out about Dante's narrative. Master, were you calling me? I want to hear your story, Dante. Now, speak. Thank you, Master. I came into this world with a divine gift. I know what I want, and I'm prepared to do whatever it takes to get it. And nothing and no one that gets in my way will come to a good end. Okay, so Dante's a psychopath. Fantastic. So real good at essence extraction, really good at gathering resources, okay at exploration, not so good with the stealth and the infiltration. And it will require blood to level up his stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and just implant blood here. Another thing for extraction. We should probably start working on this because we're going to need it to upgrade our legend in a second here. And you can see as our fear spreads across the map, this little meter here fills up. And we have earned ourselves a reward already. Pick a lucky card, Jimmy. So increase the speed of fear in a region. This does not increase the distance that it will spread. It just helps it get to that distance in fewer clicks. So not so exciting, I think. This just immediately completes an agent's work cycle, or the storyteller adds 10. This one feels like the only one that's like good in the long term. So we need to increase fear of the power pretty significantly here. I think I'm going to go ahead and just throw the storyteller down on this legend. We'll just bump these values. Okay, and then let Dante continue. So you'll notice these are card draws. The one that's turned sideways is another agent. So we are going to get another agent pretty soon here. And the fear is slowly spreading out. And we've reached a high enough fear in the region to unlock one of the other fear centers. When this flips, it's turning into plus passion, plus decrepitude. So we should unlock the fears of the passions. And like, we have a little bit of fear of the passions already that's being suppressed. So just hitting this should give us, a little bit more distance. I don't know if it'll be enough to unlock the extra agent. All right, got ourselves some politics. Let's use this to level up our legend. So this is kind of a weird system. You just are supposed to drag in an idea that seems to have something to do with what the legend is about. When you level up the legend, of course, it will gain terrors. If you have inserted an idea that is connected to the narrative of the legend, then you will get a bigger upgrade. So taste. Yeah, good. Green. Lovely. There we go. Those are better numbers. Saturated fats to make you feel sad. I feel like saturated fats make you feel the opposite, and that's why it's dangerous. Eating in restaurants increases depression and insomnia by 30%. Could our mental health be linked to the quality of our diet? Well, okay, yeah, so like depression, you get happy in like the short term. You feel comforted. All right, so our fear is going to start spilling out into this other region. We'll engage with that later. Right now, we have barely enough body singular, to do the thing we're already doing. It's going to be 80 ticks before we're ready to upgrade this again, and at that time, we'll need more politics. For right now, why don't you gather some blood there, friend? James Greer reopens his insurance office. Put your life in Jimmy's hands, says the smiling owner during the inauguration party. So you can see there's just little bits of narrative getting fed all the time. Oh, it's Jen. Okay. So this is the character from the previous thing. Don't you worry about why her mask looks like that. That's normal. If you play the previous campaign, you will know what is up with this. During this mission, one of our most valuable agents will help you. Cool. Yeah, love that continuing narrative. So Jen has really good stats, actually. Jen is quite powerful. I think what we should probably do with Jen is start by exploring another city. She's very good at exploring. The fear will probably get here pretty soon, so we'll want this explored so we can set up another oleum pump when it gets there. I could drop another... Maybe I should. Maybe I should drop another legend in here. I was going to try to take it a little bit slower, but... So here we just need to go... I would kind of like to save post-coitum surprise for the housing developments because we need a lot of fear here, and form is unlocked in this place by default. So maybe we can put something else to work here now that we've got some unlocks done. The lady with the scythe. We do need to increase terror of death here. And is that... Yeah, that's the only terror of death legend that we have. Okay, subliminal music. Another 400 oleum down the tubes. We'll just throw something else in here to get this really moving. And it's the same color of legend, so we can upgrade it off the same resource, which is handy. Which means Dante, you really need to be on that. We did grab enough blood to flip this. Okay, so even just doing that little bit has weakened the positive effects of the Utopia. All right, discovering the town of Beacon Cliff. Here we have St. Willen's Church. I get to the St. Wyland Church. Two smiling young men wearing suits approach me. Welcome to the Wyland's Witnesses Temple. Got a minute to listen to the word of the Holy Butcher? I can't understand a word they're saying. I don't know if we've traveled to Eden's Gate or to the dark side of the moon, Master. You know, maybe it's not a good idea to send Jen around people. Jen and people have never really gotten along. So what's the deal with this? Solar energy. We could flip this with... Okay, some higher level resources that we don't have access to right now. How dare these people live in clean utopias? All right, we're definitely going to need just like more room. But I want to implant access to... It was Destiny, right? Yeah, I want to implant access to Destiny right now. We'll save the other slot for an oleum pump. All right, y'all just keep working. Okay, we're going to need that in short order. Laughter Among Friends on the Eden TV channel. A new episode of the most popular show in Eden's Gate. Today, Clifford White, the best-selling self-help book author, on a book tour reveals the secrets of his latest work, The Inner Treasure of Happiness, which is causing some reductions in terror. All right, we're gonna have Jen deal with that. Let's give her 4 seconds to wrap up what she's doing. Oh wow, Charlie was a TV celebrity 70 years ago. He even had his own show. That little rascal is the most famous person in Eden's Gate, the museum guide proudly informs me. Wait. Your town's claim to fame is an old ventriloquist dummy? Yeah, that's embarrassing. What about the ventriloquist? I just have a feeling, just kind of a general vibe here. Oh, well, that's a delicate subject. The ventriloquist's name was Charles Flint, and at the end of his days, drunken and penniless, he killed himself by jumping off the top of Aunt Jenny's grain silo. But not without first trying to burn his dummy. Luckily, he didn't succeed, the guide tells me with a relieved smile. He does seem to have succeeded at the other part, but boy, I sure am glad we still have this thing around. Okay, so a little bit of blood influence there. Yeah, not able to do the oleum pump just yet. So we're gonna put you on infiltration here, and Dante on gathering some of that destiny, that old destiny influence. We don't have enough resources to level up both of these, but whatever. We'll get one and then the other. So, subliminal music. Gee, I wonder what words might go with this one. Side A, listen closely to my voice. Side B, you're completely under my control. This is one of the silliest. You know, like this Satanic Panic stuff is always silly. To the degree that it's not horrifying what evils people will immediately stoop to once they're given an excuse. But this is for sure one of the sillier ones. Next up, the latest and controversial hit from the Sweet Bloody Butchers, Obey Me, You Filthy Slave. Yeah, I could see why that might be controversial. All right, the fears almost reached the other town already, so that's good news for us. When we can pull Dante back to here to gather more politics essence, we can upgrade that other thing and it'll reach for sure. So we can bribe the intern to broadcast the Coroner channel instead, applying the interference state to the region, reduces warning time by 30%, but applies some terror of death. or we can hack into the channel's broadcasting equipment to neutralize. You know, I'm fine spending a bunch of oleum. We're doing okay on oleum right now. This is like having a low-level legend installed basically for free. In the old quarter, we've hit enough fear to unlock the other things, so that's going to get us our oleum pump. So first of all, let's go ahead and flip this. And this grows off of blood, so it's a good thing we installed that blood thing. Please extract some more politics. And what are we doing with Jen? I guess Jen should go and right. Need more oleum. Jen can go and... You can only have one agent devoted to each city at a time, so we can't have her jump in there and also extract blood. I guess we can extract more destiny. I don't know that we're going to need it. Oh, no, okay, we needed to flip this too. Yeah, that's fine then. Go ahead and do that slightly less efficiently. She really is only like a little bit worse at it. And you can see here, this yellow bar filling is how long it's going to take for the flame to upgrade and start consuming more of our oleum. So we're getting close. Plus 20 to the values of an occult legend, plus 1 to an agent's strength. Opens a psychic center in the region. Huh. You know, this probably applies across the whole campaign, because you use the same agents from mission to mission in a campaign, or at least you did in the last one. This might be a good idea. So let's just like specialize Dante even further. Cool. All right, more politics resource. Then, you know, this is about biology. See, again, I feel like the pounds of sugar make you think really fast, actually. Amazing. Stray dogs turning down a hamburger. They're smarter than we are. Who knows what garbage they're putting in our food? They, the mysterious they, you know. Fear of conspiracy. Okay, this is definitely within the fear threshold enough to get that pump going, which is grand news for us. I guess just more. We're going to need more as these things keep needing upgrades. We have some blood stored up. Let's grab some of this and use it to reduce the impact of the solar energy. So we don't actually even know what this is going to become. It's interesting that it doesn't show us. We're going to need some science influence, science ideation to flip that. Let's explore this city now. So legends that we put into a region will only affect the spread of fear within that region, I believe. So now that there is some fear has spread across the line here, it is valuable for us to come over here and start putting stuff in. We've managed to get fear of the power in this region plenty high, and once the fear has spread out to its current threshold, we'll be over the 80% number as well. So we don't need to install a legend here. In fact, like, this is going to be total overkill. We probably didn't need to put this in place, but it's good to get the spread going because, like I said, we are on the clock a little bit. So the fake accident victim, deception. There is a deception occurring. The driver bled to death at the entrance to a gated community. According to the neighbors, no one went to help out because of distrust. Accident victim left to die. Yeah, I think... Okay. I think we've all sort of like heard that story. So every time we successfully deliver a message, it'll fill in part of the next comic page. Yep, that's our work, and aren't we proud? Policy sales are going through the roof. All of Eden's Gate wants to put themselves in Jimmy Greer's hands. Great. Fantastic. Feeling wonderful about it. Okay, this is growing. They just get really slow. It looks like the bar is not filling there, so I was a little worried. All right, what's going on down in Eden Heights? Eden Heights is the town's most modern, sophisticated, and wealthy district, having formed around the train station that connects it with the big city, New Athena. Urbanites or country folk, rich or poor, it doesn't matter. They'll all fall under the sway of our fear, Master. Yeah, I wish I was confident that you were wrong. So this is going to require science and media influences. The hidden camera trend. How is this a positive thing in the first place? Maybe this is just like, you know, the trans person thing, the trans perspective. But I really hate being recorded without my knowledge. I don't know. I feel like that's normal, probably. All right, so we really want to insert... Oh, this one only costs 200 oleum. Well, hell yeah. Oh, right, except I don't have any open slots because the thing is in the way. Yeah, explore me another district, please. And you... You know, we're going to go through these influences really quickly. Okay, we're starting to get some bleed through into the farmland as well. That's great news. So, the New Vision Bookstore. This establishment is full. One of the best-selling authors of the moment is signing copies of his book, The Inner Treasure of Happiness. I hear shouting coming from the back room. I'm not going out there. I hate my books. I hate my life. I hate my readers, and I hate you, someone inside exclaims bitterly. Huh. All right, well, so obviously we want to leave a slot for the oleum pump. This is going to require, I believe this is Gaia influence to level up, so let's implant some of that. And I may as well have Jen pull some of this before she leaves. Now, you know what? We can grab this later. Message. Easy. I will say, every once in a while I run across one where it's just like, I don't see how any of the words connect. When that damned music goes on, it's like he goes into a trance. I'm starting to fear my own son. That's, I mean... Listen, that seems pretty targeted. I don't know that that's a thing you necessarily need to be afraid of. Okay, so let's gather some more influence, and then, like, what do we want now? We'll probably need some more blood at some point, especially if it's Dante's level up resource. Yeah, and he is pretty close to a level. So we'll gather that. We'll open up this other district. The girl working at the candy store in the Oasis Mall starts talking to me very nervously. You work with my Uncle Jimmy, right? Tell him I need to talk to him urgently. I bring you 2 messages. First, your niece has something to tell you. Second, if you're not more discreet with respect to the machine, you're going to get us into a fine mess. Oh, okay, we've discovered my niece, Kora. We should probably talk to Kora. What's up, Kora? Uncle, would you like to help your favorite niece? You know I've always wanted to be a journalist. I've been offered 2 courses, but I can't save enough money working here. If you help me do one of them, I promise I'll pay you back later. Okay, so narrative effects that will pay off eventually. We can pay for a paranormal events reporter course for her or a gossip reporter course for her. This one feels like it would be more likely to have blowback. But in any case, we don't have the oleum for either of them at the moment. We don't really have a lot of spare resources. I was thinking about like overcharging one of the oleum pumps, but I don't know that that makes sense to do right now. There we go. We just got paid. Yeah. A journalism professional specializing in enigmas. Oh, I knew you'd help me. You're my favorite uncle. I'm going to study really hard. You'll see. In a few months, you're going to be very proud of me. It's a weird thing. Oh, an event's popped up. A report shows that premiums for life insurance policies haven't gone up in years in the region. This would be the perfect time to consider reviewing the prices of your policies in Eden's Gate. I guess go and investigate that. I don't know whether it's an infiltrate necessarily, but... Alright. Grab this. That levels you up, and we can spend one of the acquired blood. Not even the fortune my parents invested in doctors managed to change me. I was cruel to the nannies, to the butlers, to my classmates. Their pain fed my ego and my sense of power. Okay, yeah, Dante's certainly an archetype, huh? Alright, get down here and extract some Gaia influence for us, would you? Should I install another fear, maybe? Well, actually, I guess we only have one legend left. So we probably should save it for the last region. We need to flip this. Okay, so unfortunately, we need this essence to flip this thing. Although I don't know that it matters anymore. I'm just kind of curious at this point. Alright, so that legend's ready to upgrade. Here, I mean, this definitely seems to be specifically a fear about something happening to elderly people. You can't open the door to anyone these days, especially not to a foreigner. Yeah, it's like I said, the game is definitely playing in like a real space, so the town and the entire country, they're filling everything up with garbage. Okay. This one's got a strongly political bent, right? So it's going to engage with that stuff. Okay, raising the price of policies gave us 250 oleum right off the bat. This last legend is really expensive. We probably need to start exploring. Let's get a handle on what's going on here and what we need to do to reverse that. With fear at the maximum level in the old quarter, the population succumbs to panic, +1 to essence extraction. Oh, that's handy. So we're going to need 4 essences to bump this up. We're going to need just like a lot more yellow essence. Let's grab some. Again, I don't even know if it helps to increase fear in the region that you've already finished like that, but so post-coitum surprise, and we can already see the sort of the situation down here. I think we're probably talking about a disease. A chat message, a coffee, a romantic dinner, a sweet, a bottle of champagne, and a night of passion. She's still just like there, having spread the... Really? Get a load of this hunk. We've got a date tonight. Oh, you should be careful. I've heard stories about weirdos running loose on those apps. Yeah, the only dating app I can recommend is like Blue Sky. Blue Sky's pretty good. Apex Legends, I hear, is effective. Okay. Little market town of Yellow Meadow. From one of the stalls selling corn, an elderly woman stares in bewilderment at my clothes and smiles at me warmly. Well, hello, young hippie. Welcome to our town. Hippie? Me? But I'm here to sow terror, ma'am. Oh, there's something about the affability of your neighbors that drives me crazy, master. Oh, this is the corn play. Okay. Well, I'm definitely having you explore the corn museum. Please find out about that. This needs Gaia and Destiny. Okay, which we already have sources of. Always attentive to your best friend. What is that going to morph into? Okay, well... Taste, biology, and... See, this is like... I guess saliva... Like, that's a very loose connection, right? Just because it's food, it like makes you salivate. It keeps you out of your kitchen, so I'd expect kitchen not to be relevant. Okay, yeah. This text is not really appropriate because the fridge is explicitly not involved in... whatever. Kitty menus, special offers, vats of soda pop. They're trying to get us hooked. Don't you see it? Oh, let us enjoy our food, you killjoy. Get a life and leave us be. Showing that, hey, it turns out all of these junk food corporations are actually the same fucking company, which is also a thing that's extremely true in real life. Okay, well, we'll be able to upgrade more of those. We should probably go and grab some of this. Oh, also, we can unlock a thing here. The occult's at 20% in this region already. Yeah, that's helpful. That'll get us toward installing another pump. So an element of the an element that was quite important in the previous campaign that we've not seen pop up yet is you do encounter other organizations who are trying to do more or less the same thing that you're doing, trying to get control of the hearts and minds of the same people. And there is some like interplay and fighting that goes on there where they're like taking up the slots in the towns and you have to counter their legends. And Monty, the corn cob. Montgomery welcomes visitors to this museum. He's an enormous old automaton with a rusted metal body. He also has several dents in the exact same spot right next to the coin slot. A sign says, "For a few coins, I'll be your guide on a tour of the marvelous Interstate Coin Museum." Well, I mean, yeah, just kick him where everybody else kicks him. We're not here to make friends and give people money. If this part is dented, there must be a reason, so I start to strike it. And then the machine starts up. Kind of. The scene is terrifying. Finally, several coins come out of the slot. I'm not touching this machine ever again in my life, Master. Yeah, no, good. This thing is here spreading fear for us already. So we don't quite have the resources necessary to install this, but we'll get there. So we have those covered already. It was the TV that we still need to have a source of. Pop. Okay, so you're gathering that. I guess for the moment you can just be on gathering as well. The 450 was before processing the stuff here. Hell yeah. Okay, so we've got fear going in all of our regions now, or terrors rather. Terrors running in all of our regions. Increases. Oh, I did this wrong. Okay. I think we're allowed to pull this up. I should implant a resource here in the somber place. The oleum pump should go on this side. Or maybe we don't need another oleum pump. I don't know. We'll see. Now that we have some more of that. No, wait. Why was I gathering candles? I think it might have been just a general gather, right? Well, we have a use for them now. That's actually a relatively strong Utopia. It's definitely a thing we need to flip over. So, could you please get to flipping it over? What is this? That's... Okay, that's new. This is Brigade 117 of the Free Army of the Children of M speaking to you. Your activity has just been detected. In the name of May Ludd, and as per the security protocol, the machine and its influence will be neutralized. End of communication. Okay, so this is a group who knows about the machine. That seems like a real problem for us. You're taking too long, Jimmy. The sensors of those traitors have had time to track us. There's no time for details. I'll just tell you this. End your mission as soon as possible. And in the meantime, keep them from spreading their messages at all cost. Those fanatics don't just want to get rid of you. Their ultimate objective is to get rid of the machine. Specifically, this machine. Yeah, that seems problematic. I can't interact with them in any way, though, so I guess we'll just wait for them to do something I can counter. Graffiti against the machine. The messages are spray-painted all over the city, and they say, "The machine as market. Great Britain, Europe, Asia, and now Eden's Gate. The prophets of fear want to sell you their They wrote this in graffiti, huh? They shape your needs and desires to suit their interests. Whoever controls the machine decides what you consume." This is not... Generally, when you do spray paint, brevity is the soul of, like, be gay, do crime. You really don't want to go more than, like, 4 words. So they are applying the distrust state to the region, which is kind of whatever, because we broadcast our message here already. But we should probably stop them. We were just told that. So let's send our infiltrator to go do the thing. And... okay, we're working on flipping this over. What could possibly be more terrifying than that? Oh, we're going to need resources. Shoot, I didn't even think about it, but we're going to need resources to flip this too, or to upgrade this. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to make this Visions, the purple resource. And we're going to swap this for an oleum pump when the fear reaches the city. I guess it's going to be kind of a long time. We don't need to be worried about it right now. So we have enough Gaia to upgrade that. We're short science. Did I install a source of... Yes, right here, right where you're standing. Okay, how do I interact with this? I can hire a graffiti removal service, neutralizing the event, or I can discredit the Children of M, lowering the cost of acting on future Children of M events in this mission. At this point, we don't... Because we've played all of our legends already, we don't really need oleum that badly. This button requires fear of the form in the old quarter of at least 60... Can we get there? Oh, actually, maybe. We have a legend of decrepitude that's not been upgraded all the way. Also, we can go ahead and do this, I suppose. Hypnosis, right? Look at all the fear. There will be no more encores. Don't be fooled. These gangs work for shadowy cults and secret societies. You ever played a Bee Gees album backwards? Now that's satanic, my friend. Yeah, I'm gonna wait until this is ready to upgrade, and we'll see if that gets us... Here, we're gonna need more blood for that. We'll see if that gets us to the 66 threshold to take the better option out of that event. Also, I was gonna flip this eventually. Yeah, we gotta figure that out. There we go. I'm sorry, I was in the middle of figuring that out. The Great Solar Storm. Huh. Okay, so we have like 1 million sources of fear in this area. This is going to get our form fears up as well. So I'm wondering if I maybe want to cut something from here. Like, we could probably pull the subliminal music out of here and move it into this region. Maybe. This feels like a betrayal to me. Welcome to the club. First he seduces his victims, and then he infects them with that disease. Out of revenge, or for fun, or for... who knows? You know, one thing I actually really do appreciate about this game, and it's a little detail, but I think it's really smart, is the way that you usually have, like, images and text and stuff, and they're not depicting exactly the same thing. They're sort of like making an effort to show that it's about a sort of like a proliferation of a general feeling, and you get lots of different stories coming out of that feeling. It's not just like one tale that everybody believes. It's everybody buys into a version of the story that makes sense to them, right? Okay, that's fantastic. That's going to get us an oleum pump. Although, again, do we really need... Whatever, it's fine. Okay, so I need you to do some extraction, my friend. And this, we still need more science. Well, we'll get there. Alright, let's max this out. I mean, it's right there. Does the concern about the fake accident victim always have to involve a sharp weapon specifically? I feel like you can kill a person with lots of things that aren't sharp. More surveillance in residential areas approved. Ugh. If you're elderly and you live alone, we already know what can happen to you. Okay, so we're up to 65% form fear in this region. We have some Gaia already. I think I'm just going to put you on extraction of this. We still have plenty of time to deal with that thing. The flame has gone up again. So you can see it is leeching 100 out of our income now. And it will get higher than your income. It will drag you negative eventually. She's always waiting for you at the end of the road. The lady with the scythe. A scythe is sharp. Got it. She comes to collect the ripest wheat. Father, they say they've seen something hanging around the nursing home. They don't want to go to bed. And they all want to confess at this hour. Okay, yeah, that's spreading nicely. What do we got here? A fire at the municipal gym. The building, Aunt Jenny's old grain silo, was recently declared a historic site for being the place where ventriloquist Charles Flint took his own life in 1980. Fortunately, there were no victims. Okay. I guess Dante get on that, because Jen's busy. And your stats aren't that different from hers. Alright, so this will let us flip this thing into... Wow. That is not where I thought that was going. Okay. Well, that's a blood concern. Okay, when this levels up, I think we'll be able to take the good option out of here. So what is there for you to do right now? I mean, we're going to need more of this, and we don't really have any more. Oh, there's one more bit of exploration to do. Yeah, that's probably the efficient thing to do here. All right, so flip this to Great Solar Storm. Sounds like an energy problem. Listen, you can't just flee climate catastrophe. The climate will catch up with you. It is everywhere. The Arctic Radio Telescope has received anomalous signals from the heliosphere. No reason to be alarmed, they tell us. But can we be sure of that? All right, we did earn our last card here. You know, we have an occult legend in this region. Let's just juice that up. Yeah, that'll do some work. And we can now discredit the Children of M. Bah, rumors say it's the work of a bunch of hooligans who want to trash the city, a resident of Eden's Gate says about the mysterious graffiti. Don't pay any attention to them. Okay, that was easy. And I think we're doing really well here. So let's... When we flip this, it's just going to be form stuff, so we should unlock access to form terrors in this region. Also, I should actually flip this. Gotta send people back, send somebody back for those essences. So we could start a rumor that the place is cursed, doubling the impact of all actions on the occult center. Yo, that sounds pretty all right. Because we do have the legend here is half occult. Okay, get some destiny. We'll do that. We'll totally do that. Let me get some more of this first. Discovered here, Lakeside Peak. The man who owns the bait store tells me that no one has ever actually drowned at this dock. He gave it that name himself to attract a few clueless tourists. I'm afraid the only danger in this place is the water temperature, Master. Alright, well, keep exploring. I mean, whatever. Throw another oleum pump in it. Why not? Okay, the Children of M seem to have given up already, which is... That's just sad. They're hardly even trying. Alright, let's take this. Let's upgrade this. Screen? Screen for sure. I'm a little concerned about what is going to be in the rest of this image. Now, there are networks on the deep net that specialize in videos like that, and an audience that'll pay to watch them. Yuck. Alright. And that leaves enough blood for another level up for Dante. Ooh, electroshock therapy was the psychiatric treatment du jour, and the doctors didn't hesitate to apply it to a minor. And that bolt of electricity transformed a cruel child into an authentic monster. Dante, I don't love that we're working together. Jen has discovered a historic cemetery. Amidst the simplicity of the headstones in the tiny Eden's Gate cemetery, two enormous, elaborate marble mausoleums stand out. Mayor Big Joshua Stanford's mausoleum depicts the flames of a great fire. That of Jennifer Red, or Aunt Jenny, a gigantic ball of yarn. Well, I'm pretty curious about the yarn, if I'm honest. To our beloved Aunt Jenny, your long life and heroic death are an example for the people of Eden's Gate. If life is a strand of yarn, I want mine to be endless. I now know a little more about the history of your hometown, Master. Okay, well, it feels like we probably would have gotten a reward if we'd clicked the other one, right? Okay, so we now have the resources to flip this. Okay. What is it that people you don't know are doing with animals? Perhaps it's this horrifying thing. You should extract some resources for that. But I think at this point we've got it. It's just a matter of letting this expand enough and getting the upgrade on Lady with the Scythe so that the terror of death is high enough. On a hill near the lake, the townspeople have built a viewpoint. A local offers to explain the place to me. Well, it's a viewpoint for seeing two of our town landmarks, Aunt Jenny's gigantic ball of yarn and the world's largest portrait made entirely of plants. But both of them are in the Guinness Book of World Records. Aunt Jenny's life was said to be heroic. What does the ball of yarn have to do with... Aunt Jenny started it when she was 12 and finished it at the age of 90, a local tells me. It's a shame the same day the Guinness Committee delivered her certificate, a gust of wind sent the ball rolling, and the poor woman was crushed beneath it. At least she got to finish her work, I think, as I contemplate the ball. I mean, listen, if you just count the moment of death as the moment when you're done, everybody finishes their work. Okay, so we got an immediate work cycle thing. Well, I'm going to go ahead and use that. Start extraction, complete extraction. Fantastic. And then, I guess do some more extraction. We're going to need more of that. And more of this. And maybe more of this. Oh, right. I do need to actually complete this. Yeah, we got to get some destiny. Well, whatever. We got plenty of time. That event's not going to run out for a while yet. So we definitely need to upgrade Lady with the Scythe because we got to get this value up yet. The Great Beyond. This is definitely a fear of the Great Beyond. Okay, plus 85. I think that's over our threshold. Chicken feathers and bones in the room. The elderly man's sudden death was attributed to natural causes. The rest of his farm was in perfect order. Huh. And yeah, okay, that's got us past that threshold. Let's unlock the last center here. And we have to get... Oh, only to 75? Yeah, we're going to burn past that. We're already effectively past that. Certainly related to desire. That looks pretty rough. Doctor visits have skyrocketed all over the country. The profile is of young singles under the age of 30. Love is highly contagious. That one's a little goofier than they sometimes are, I think. These pet poisoners. Toxic. They hate their affection and their loyalty. They hate their joyfulness and their innocence. I don't know. This idea that, like, people poison pets because they're envious of the inner life of the pet, that doesn't feel to me like the way that probably is going. I don't know. I guess I don't have the mind of a pet poisoner. Alright, well, I guess we're going to need even more Gaia influence. The Great Solar Storm. I mean, it's cosmic. It's a cosmic event. A malfunction leaves 90% of the region without internet. Though it lasted for a few minutes, or only lasted for a few minutes, it put the local authorities on alert. They still can't explain the reason for the blackout. Can you imagine anything more terrifying than briefly not having access to the internet? Because I literally can't. Alright, eyeballs. I need candle. Go take candle. 27 ticks. Yeah, plenty of time. And yeah, we don't have any more legends. There's nothing we can actually do to speed this up at this point. We just gotta wait. Alright, there's broadcast number 2. I kind of feel like this is a fear of the other thing. But I get what you mean. Eden's Gate isn't what it used to be, says a resident. That's why my family's security is now in Jimmy's hands. What is this? The Sticky Broker. I love the smell of oleum in the morning, says the sticky broker with a smile as he wipes droplets of oil off his forehead with his hand. The market's on fire. I'm sure we can come to an interesting agreement. I had not noticed that we've generated 1,600 oleum. Sure, man, you can have some of my oleum. That's fine. Let me apply these to here, get that superstition state, and yeah, so now we're trending rapidly toward maximum there. All right. So we're just kind of waiting for it to happen. Man of the year. And it only took us like, it was like 500 something days, right? James Greer, I have a proposition for you. 569. After inciting panic in Eden's Gate, Jimmy becomes the most successful and prominent insurance agent in the region. No one trusts anyone in the Old Quarter anymore. The people of Farmland have accepted the horrifying notion that they could die at any moment, and an obsession with protecting their families took root in the housing developments. I think this is like having extra resources at the end of the thing has created a delay in the speed of the flame growth in the next mission. I don't actually know. This is not explained any more than what you're seeing right here. You did it, Jimmy. Eden's Gate, your small and idyllic hometown, is now a hotbed of fear, insecurity, and paranoia. Yeah, well, that's all very well and good, I guess. But my wish still hasn't come true, Killian. All in due time. We are much closer to getting it. You can practically reach out and touch success with the tips of your fingers. Get it? He really likes focusing on this hand thing. He's really into hands right now. Do you think so? Oh, trust in the power I've placed in your hands, James Greer. But before going on, we should take a moment to review certain details of your life. That was part of the deal, remember? Yeah, the deal, of course. Do you really want me to tell you things about myself? I think it's the first time anyone's shown this much interest. Oh, I can assure you that the machine has great interest in your story. Don't you feel special to see how much we care about you, Jimmy? Well, let's go over there. Look, Ed, the old pharmacist, no longer wants to supply you with your favorite drug. What's the problem? I'm ashamed to talk about it. I owe him so much money, and he doesn't trust me anymore. They prescribed Nolopain for me years ago for an old injury, and I haven't wanted to stop taking it since then. Haven't wanted to, or haven't been able to? I haven't been able to. The worst thing is when I get these cold sweats, and my hands start shaking. But when I get my wish, that won't be a problem anymore. Exactly. But to get it, we first have to poke around in your neighbor's dreams and turn them into nightmares. Isn't that right, Jimmy? But I don't want anyone. I don't want anyone to get hurt. It was you who. Oh, come on, relax. You're doing a very good job, Jimmy. We can go on now. Let's see. Addiction and manipulation. 2 excellent ingredients to start with. Tell me, which of them would work best in the machine? And so every completed comic page, you get sort of a choice of how to modify the machine for the rest of the campaign. Ancient attributes up by 1 feels like it's going to save us a lot of time, probably. Yep, that's how machines work. Just jam it right in there. Now, let's go on with the story. Jimmy's popularity spread beyond Eden's Gate, and he came to the attention of a very influential person in the big city, who made him an offer so amazing that no one could refuse it. So we're not actually going to play this next mission here, but we are going to look at it. especially since it's mission 2 of 2, and I wouldn't want to spoil the ending of the thing. So, Our Country, Our Rules, of how Jimmy Greer left his hometown, went into politics, and became the mayor of New Athena. You must unleash the voters' basest instincts and make the Our Country Party the winner in the city's elections. Oh, this is going to be a tough one to swallow. I think that is a pretty good view of what is going on in this game. Like I said, I'm really digging the unusual gameplay and this Crypt Keeper comic book vibe they have going on. I'm having a lot of fun with this thing. Hopefully this has piqued at least some of your interest out there. You can buy it on Steam right now for, I probably should have looked this up ahead of time. I think it's like $20. Store page. Just do this live because I'm a professional. It is in fact $18 at full price and 15% off right now for the next little while as an introductory offer. So yeah, I think this is rad. Thank you all so much for watching. When you come back next time, we're going to be starting to check out some of the stuff in Steam Next Fest because it's that time again. And we'll see you then.